I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we are going to take 5 excellent questions based on place value concepts. These will help all students in elementary education and also teachers to understand how do we go about explaining or making these concepts clear to our students. Some teachers can also get certified after learning these skills. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. Let us look into the type of questions we have. We'll begin with question number 1, which is basically related to the concept of place value. Question here is, which of the following statements are true about the number 654,321.098? 5 statements are given. The number is greater than 5 million. The 5 is in thousands place. The 2 is in hundredths place. There is no tenths in this number, and is the number rounded to tenths is 654,321.10. There can be more than one correct answer. Mark all the correct statements, right? So when I say statements, there could be more than one statement which is true. Here is the second question for you, which is, in the number 1, 2 is underlined, 1234.123. The underlined 2 is how many times greater than the 2 that is not underlined? 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 20,000 times, 100,000 times, or 200,000 times. We'll explain you some tips. We'll give you some tips to understand this and answer similar questions very fast. Here is question number 3. The number 100th more than 456.897 is what? Question number 4. How many of hundreds will make a million? Question number 5. Select all the statements that are true. All these statements means there could be more than one statement which is true. A. There is no decimal number between 1.23 and 1.24. 0.25 million is equal to 25 thousandths. 5,000,020 can be read as 5,020. D. 62534.25, where 2 is underlined. The place value of the underlined number is 2 tenths. E. Difference between 1.2 million and 1.1 million is 100,000. So take your time to answer these questions. Now, our objective to share with you these sets, and we'll actually have many more sets for all the elementary students and teachers. So this time we have taken place value as our topic with 5 questions. Our objective is extremely important to understand. We are going to help students to understand and visualize concepts that can be applied in different contexts, provide sound foundation, and prepare for bright future. So here you understand the place value, and you need to see how these concepts can be applied in many different questions. And the other objective is for the teachers. To support teachers to share their knowledge and skills to effectively meet students' requirements and also prepare for certification to become qualified educator. So that is another important feature which you will appreciate. So basically, we are addressing to students in middle school They can understand what is expected out of them, apply the learnings, and develop problem solving skills. On the other hand, it is for teachers and guides, engaging students in learning process, enhancing problem solving skills, and to become qualified educator. So this is very important. What is our perspective here? So we are giving students an opportunity to see the solution of these questions in a very different way, and also to teachers to understand how do we present the solution. Now let us try to understand what is the basic concept of place value. I've taken a number which in standard form can be written as 8654037.123. Now if you put it on a place value chart, it will look something like this. So you see, decimal point is normally read as "and" when you write it in words. On the right side of this are the numbers which are like tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. They are like a fraction, 1/10, 100th, and 1000. And the place value for the numbers on the left hand side is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and million. So on a place value chart, it could be something like this. In expanded form, if you want to write the number, then you write 8 with all other zeros, 6 of them, since it is 8 million. So we have separated this with comma. These are called the periods, right? So these are called the periods. So this is one period. Let me separate them by bars here. So these are periods. Normally you will say ones, tens, and hundreds. Again ones, tens, and hundreds. So each is a period. So when you write in words, it is very important to look at them in different periods. So we got 8 million, right? And then 654, 100, tens, and ones should be read together. 654 thousands. Do you see that? So 654,000. So that is how we have to write them in words. And 037 means 37, and then decimal will be read as and the numbers afterwards 123 thousands. So 123 thousands. So 23 has not come here in typing. Let me write 123 thousands. You see that. So it will end with THS, means fraction, means 1/1000. Do you understand? 1000. This 2 is in a place value 100th, and 1 is in a place value 10th, 1/10. You get the idea, right? So that is how the place values are. When you move on this side of decimal, right side of decimal, you have to divide by 10. And on the left side, you have to multiply by 10. Okay, so that is how we have to look at these positions. Now, let's consider the questions and their solutions. Question number 1. I'd like you to pause the video, answer this question, and then check with my solution. Which of the following statements are true about the number 654? Let me rewrite this number, big and bold. 654. 321 decimal 098. It says the number is greater than 5 million. So to figure this out, we should write our separators, right? So 3 digits, this is one period, then this is the other period, correct? So we know This is only up to thousands, not million, right? So the number is greater than 5 million is not correct. That is not the right answer. The 5 is in thousands place. So the thousands place is this. 4 is in thousands place, right? Five is in 10,000 place, right? This is in 10,000 place. And therefore, this statement is also wrong. The 2 is in hundredths. So hundredths place is here and the number 2 is not there. It is 9. So there is also a wrong statement. And then we have, there is no tenths in this number. Well, tenths position is this. And we see, yes, it is 0. So this statement is correct. There is no tenths in this number. So in this number, it is 0. So no value. Okay, so that is the correct statement. E is, the number rounded to tenths is 654,321.10. So when you do the rounding, you're looking at the number next, right? So you're looking at hundredths position, it is 9. And therefore, it will get rounded to what? 654,321.9. When increased by 1, give you 10. But since you're rounded, we'll just write 1 here. You have to end with tenths place. Rounding to tenths place is this number. You will not be writing 0. Because of that, it is a wrong answer. Did you see the concept? Perfect. These are very important questions. They may look very simple, but minor mistakes like this can cost you marks and also a certificate. Now let's look into the second question and understand. We'll also have some tips for you to understand how do we answer such questions. Now question number 2, 3, 4 and 5 are slightly difficult. Question here is, in the number 12345.123, now this 2 is underlined. The underlined 2 is how many times greater than the 2 that is not underlined. So the 2 which is not underlined is this. So we are comparing these two 2's. We are saying how many times is that underlined 2 is greater, correct? So how will you do it? Well, many ways. You can check the place value, right? So one underlined 2 can be written as, the place value is 1, 2, 3 zeros, 2000, correct? That is the place value. And for the other 2, the place value is what? It is 100th, right? So the other 2 is 2 over 100 because this is 100th position, right? Now we want to compare them. One way is you can divide one by the other. That means you divide 2000 by 2 over 100. So it is as good as writing 2000 times 100 over 2, right? You can multiply like this. So 2 will cancel 1000 and how many zeros do you get? You get 5 zeros. You get 5 zeros. So 3 for the thousands and 2 for hundreds. So 5 zeros, correct? So which one is 5 zeros? This one. So D becomes the right answer. The other and easier method is, you can see how many places do we move towards the left, right? So let me rewrite this number big and bold and then we'll answer this question. The number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.123. We are moving from one value to the underlined 2 value, right? So how many positions do we move? We have to only check that to give you the answer. You can see from here 10, 100, 1000, 10,000. Do you see that? So you go 100,000. Do you see that? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Correct? So that is how you get your number. Do you see how we got it, right? So each position you move is times 10. Each time. So you keep on adding zeros. When you come to this position, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Do you see that 5 zeros? So that becomes the answer for your question, correct? So you have to put placeholders like this. So it is 100,000, correct? So that is very easy. Just see the change in place value. So change in place value is the key for a quick solution. Otherwise, you can just divide and figure it out as we did. I hope this concept is absolutely clear. Let's move on to the next question, which is question number 3. The number 100th more than 456.897 is what? So we are given a number which is 456.897. 100th means what? 100 means 0.01. More means we have to add, correct? So let's add 0.01 and see what do we get, correct? So add it and get your answer. We get 7, 9 plus 1, 10, 1 carry, and we get 654 unchanged. So 907, right? So the last option is correct for us. It is 456.907. Do you understand? How do we get a number 100 more than any given number? So you have to add 0.01. Perfect. Let's look into the next question. Question number 4. How many of the hundreds will make a million? So what is a million? Well, million is 1,000, right? This is million. 1,000, 1,000. How many hundreds means you're making these sets of zeros. Do you get the idea? So how many hundreds will make a million, right? So you can very clearly see we want to multiply by that number. 4 zeros. Perfect. We need 4 more zeros, which is option C for us. We want these 4 zeros extra. You can get these 4 zeros only by multiplication. So how many hundreds will make a million? So it is 10,000 hundreds will make a million. You get the idea. That is what it means. Now, let's look into the last question. Question number 5. Select all the statements that are true. So this is just to review what we have learned. The very first question is, there are no decimal numbers between 1.23 and 1.24. What do you say? We're talking about 1.23 and 1.24. Well, I should say there are infinite numbers. We could write 1.235, for example. That is right middle of these two. Do you see that? So there are many numbers between any two numbers. So therefore, this statement is false, not true. Next statement is 0.25 million is equal to 25,000. I think that is incorrect. So if you have to write 25,000, it is what? 25 and then 3 zeros, correct? So that is 25,000. But if I have to write 0.25 million, what will that mean? Well, if you do the periods, so 3 groups of 3, and that is for million. And if I have to write 0.25, I'll write 0.25 million. Do you see that? So 0.25 million actually is 250,000. Not 25,000. So this is also false. Next statement. 5,000,20 can be read as 5,020. Some of you might think 5,020 is correct, but it is wrong. Look at it once again. The number given to you is 5, and then we have 3 zeros, and then 20, right? So if you check the periods, these are hundreds, and this is thousands. So it is 500,000, not 5,000,000, 500,000. Do you understand? 500,020. This is 500,020. Do you understand? So you have to read by set of threes, which is called a period. Otherwise, you make a mistake. So that is also false. D. 62534.25. The place value of underlined number is 2/10. That is correct. 2/10, right? So after decimal, we have the tenths position. This is true. The last part is difference between 1.2 million and 1.1 million is 100,000. Well, you can use the place value chart and figure this out, right? So if I write the two numbers 1.2 million and 1.1 million on the place value chart, where will it be? 1.1 million. Let me write here. 1.1 million means 1 and then 1, and that is in thousands place. And 1.2 will be, let me write above, 1.2. And if I want to find the difference, it will be what? It will be 100,000. You get the idea? And therefore, you have the answer which is correct. So this is true. You see how a place value chart actually helps you to answer all such questions. Keep it in mind that the position is a multiple of power of 10, right? So 10 to the power of n. If it is on the right side of decimal, then it is 1/10, right? So it is in the denominator, right? Some power. Or you could say 10 to the power of minus n if you move to the right hand side. You divide by 10 100,000. And you can also see how do we read the numbers. To read the numbers, we have to look at the periods, sets of 3 as mentioned here. Otherwise, you could make a mistake. So I hope these points will help you understand the topic, which is place value. And so, with that, we come to an end. And in case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. Thanks for your time and all the best. We regularly register students for our courses. This summer, we have a very special program. You can send an email on the address highlighted and join the program of your interest. That will help you to perform much better in the coming semester. Register by sending the email as the seats are limited. Join Anil Kumar classes and get ready for a bright future. Thank you.